Guys, EA is trying to save me money. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, we have the new SERGI Darder card to review. He's 5'11", medium work rates, right-footed, 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Couldn't care less about the skill moves part of the card. It's good that he has the weak foot, so that's a W by itself. Okay, player traits. Let's see. He's got finesse shot traits, flair, long passer, playmaker, long shot taker. In-game attributes. It's a well-formatted card. Yeah, for a midfielder, that's not bad whatsoever, actually. Obviously, meta for FIFA, people always prefer to have the high work rates, but it's not terrible to use medium, especially if you're playing them in the actual center mid position. That's not a problem whatsoever. The different position changes that this card has is going to be center mid, CDM, and cam, which is okay to work with. It's not horrible by any means. On a shadow chemistry style, this card is going to have good pace. It's going to have good defensive capabilities. The shooting is going to be in a pretty decent area, considering the fact that he has the shot power at a 90. That's pretty decent to work with. The passing in the 90s area is great. Dribbling stats. He's a lean body type player while being 5'11", while being a controlled player with really high pace and really good defensive stats, with the potential of some upgrades coming. With the upgrades part of the card, additional information, he is it's the same for everybody else. So playmaker, player makes 3 appearances in the next 6 games. We'll be checking that out afterwards. I have to check like one football or something. For attackers, midfielders, players achieves 2 goals and assists in the next 6 games. We'll see if that's like a thing that he might do. Wins 1 of the next 6. That's usually the case for a lot of the teams. And then club avoids defeat in the next 6. So probably a minimum of 2 upgrades for this card. 2 little upgrades on him. Okay. So some interesting stuff. Defensive stats will be improved. Physicality will also be in a decent area. A card like this, you probably keep on a stay back while attacking instruction for the center mid area, or you keep him on a balanced instruction as the attacking oriented center mid. However, you would want the finishing to be a little bit higher if he does get into those scenarios. If you use him as the attacking oriented center mid, it could be more ideal to actually give him the hunter chemistry style, because he does have some defensive capabilities, right? So it just depends on how you line him up in your team. What's nice about this card is that if he gets an upgrade and you actually end up using a card like this in like the right mid position where you're playing a 3-back, like that would be fine as well, right? So obviously with the work rates could be a little bit better. People don't really like mediums most of the times. Like Tony Kroos was like a decent card on a medium, not bad whatsoever. But most of the times people prefer to have the high. So let me go ahead and complete this super loan and I'll show you guys how we line them up. Okay. Yeah. Play him in the midfield position, and then we do shadow chemistry style. Perfect. This card was nice. Okay. 3-4-2-1 is perfect. We'll do this. We might try out some finesse shots actually, so I'll probably switch that up a little bit as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll just try it out like this. We'll see what it's like. Hopefully he is decent. Dribbling felt kind of like swayish there. Let me see. It's okay. Nothing too crazy special. He's not like super agile on that lean. And then Memphis Depay. Yeah. So when it comes to defending, you can kind of see that the turn is kind of slow as well in that area. What just happened there? Trigger. There we go. You could tell that he had like a weird animation to kind of push forward there as well. No interception. Gonna get the challenge. Dude, this game is crazy. Oh, he's offside. Oh man. Through ball pass. Well weighted, to be fair. Well, we have 2 defensive plays there, but we can't get the ball. Is it his body type? It was lean, right? Let me see. Lean with the 80s. Okay. Challenge there again. Challenge with the weak foot there. Yeah, so his like run animation, it's not like super free flowing. It almost feels like he kind of has like an average in some cases. Like sometimes it does, you know? I'm gonna switch off from here, control this guy. See what his track back is like. I mean, as a center mid, it's decent enough, right? Obviously, high highs is always going to be better, but if I get that, I do. Okay, so I went for a nice little L trigger tackle, so I just kind of like let the player himself do it. There was actually a good animation there. It wasn't bad at all. Just for context, like this is what DePaul's dribbling is. Right? Kind of like sharp in those areas. He doesn't have as much like emphasis on the ball. See, like, so just for me to turn like downwards, you can kind of see that little push, you know? Oh, nothing there. I wanted to try it out though. Good challenge there. Oh, that was a dipped one too. That actually might have been a goal. That one's definitely not. Oh, I couldn't get the timing on it. I had to wait a little bit there. Both of those passes were really, really well done though. Like his passing is definitely very good. Like, I have no problem with that whatsoever. DePaul's card, man. I still remember to this day his review was going to be sick for sure. That rare gold when I tried in the beginning of the year was actually really nice. The ball was caught underneath him. That's why he didn't take a good strike. Happens to most of the players, to be fair. He tries to go for a chest and miss it. We're good. Nicely done. Good interception. Net shot came out pretty nice. Wasn't bad. It wasn't even greened either. Yeah, like I said, his passes come off nicely. Really, really well-weighted passes. Guidi. Oh, I haven't checked out Guidi yet. I haven't checked him out yet, but motivation kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Nicely done with the challenge again. How does that not work? I put a really good amount of shot power behind it, but then Depay himself was like, I don't know if I want to really put that shot power behind that strike. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I'm not really feeling it. Why you do this, bro? Let me get my long shot off. Oh, get it! Oh, he took him out. And it's no foul, I was about to say. Yep, good reach on the interception there. No! The acceleration afterwards. Come on. Yeah, finesse shot trait. Finesse shot trait. Good challenge there too. Ah, yeah. The animation choices that EA goes with in those situations, it's just dumb. Like, he's gotta lace it, you know what I'm saying? regular long shot after a run. Good interception. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the new DARDER card. So it's DARDER because that's how they say it in the actual game. Okay, guys, so in regards to how this card performs in game, we gave him the Shadow Chemistry style to boost the pace and defending as much as possible. This card has a lean body type and he has like nice dribbling stats in certain areas, but sometimes it feels kind of sluggish in certain situations, right? So that part of the card, you definitely want it to be improved, but it sometimes feels like when he's dribbling, he has like an average, right? Because just for context, this DePaul card, right, like during that time period, because I'm making an example of him since I was actually using him, this DePaul card has an average body type with these dribbling stats, but there's situations where he has really good sharp touches, right? And maybe it's because of like the technical dribbler traits, you know, like it's always like animation choices that players make that make them kind of move a little bit different. Because DARDER, I guess, doesn't have it, it doesn't feel as good to work with, right? When it comes to the dribbling, as well as just like chasing after somebody, right? Like he doesn't have like that free flowing thing like he should on a lean body type with the acceleration sprint speed being as high as it is with the good dribbling stats, right? Like I said, in some cases it felt like an average in game. It was kind of weird. Obviously with the finesse shot traits that the card has, it is great to work with, because if you actually play this card in the left-sided area, because he has a 4-star weak foot, it's actually okay to work with, right? Because the 4-star weak foot allows you to play him in that area for regular passes, all that kind of stuff. But if you get into finesse shot angles, especially with some future improvements, you could definitely hit some of those shots as well, which obviously can be helpful depending on the way that your opponent is actually lined up. But you would have to work with the dribbling a little bit. Even in the future, I think even if they improve it, like that DePaul having technical dribbler, I feel like it just helps with just the choices that you make, like under pressure or just regular dribbles and stuff too, right? Like you just don't have as much of an animation behind it. On a Shadow Chemistry style, to be fair, this card actually does defend for you sometimes. If I were using him in like a 4-3-3 setup, playing in my left center mid area, he would actually do some defensive plays. Like he actually has some decent animation choices in some of those situations to go for the interceptions, to go for like regular tackles. However, it definitely would have been way more nice if he had the high work rates. The price of the SBC would have been okay if they gave him the 4-star skills and the high work rates. I think that would have definitely added to the card, especially around that price range for cards that perform in the meta of the gameplay a certain way. But in my opinion, it's definitely overpriced. What's interesting about him is that with the super loan card existing as well, like the price of this card for what he offers is more okay in my opinion. Like if it was an SBC for like 50-60k, like sure, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think 183 is a little up there. Like he's not horrible in game, like by any means. He's okay to use, but it's nothing like crazy special. And the team that he plays for, let's see what we're working with, right? So he plays for Espanyol. So Espanyol, and these games start on March 17, I think, right? Let me see. March 17. It should be the same for all of them. Yeah, okay. So Espanyol, let's see a few things here. So how often does he play in the team, right? So we'll go to some of the wins that they had. One's against Mallorca. He did play in that game. And then we have Elche. And he did play in that game as well. And he scored in that game too. He hasn't scored too many this season though. Because I think on Footbin, you can actually see at the bottom here. So he has 4 goals, 2 assists in 24 matches, right? So taking into consideration that one of the upgrades could be 4 attackers and midfielders player achieves 2 goals and assists in the next 6 games, it's not impossible. Like he could, especially like maybe if he gets like assists or something, but as of right now, you know, club wins one of the next 6 games. So one of the next 6 games, starting from March 17. So Celta Vigo, Girona, Athletic, yeah. So they could definitely, I feel like they could definitely get a win from one of these for sure. I feel like one win is definitely possible, for sure. That one, 100%. Club avoids defeat in the next 6 games. That one I kind of doubt. They do play against Real Betis, who's good. Celta Vigo is one of those types of teams where, like, when a team plays against them, like, they're interesting. Like, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Real Madrid's definitely a good team. Real Betis is good this year as well. So I feel like those games will be a little bit more tough for them to get the W's. Make 3 appearances. He'll definitely get that. So I would say he's gonna get 2 upgrades, right? Yeah, if it was like 70k, 80k for the 2 upgrades, like sure. Because with medium, like the only medium people are gonna do in FIFA is like Tony Kroos. You know what I'm saying? I think Tony Kroos was a medium during that time, right? Let me see. And it's because it's him too, you know, it's one of those things as well. And they gave him 5-star, 5-star, kind of like, so it adds to it a lot, especially with the high price range and whatnot. So yeah, it's one of those types of SBCs where, in my opinion, it's expensive. If I were to play FIFA normally on my main account, it's not an SBC that I would personally unlock myself. But it's not a horrible card. He's okay to use. It's just I feel like they overpriced it a little bit. So, you know, if you could do the SBC, you have extra fodder and you could do it for like 50, 60K, then sure. If it's just like kind of just chilling there, but nothing too crazy special. He's a decent card. Decent card. He's not horrible. Like some SBCs that they could release can be like, but from what could have been released for the price range and stuff, you know, if this was a market player, I don't think he'd cost this much. That's what I would say, right? Like, obviously it's a player that you would buy and sell, but he just wouldn't be near this amount, in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll catch you guys for next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.